there and welcome back. This is the Friday edition and you're watching TV47. My name is Lucy Riley and I've been your host stepping in for Angie Wangeshi, and it is Feel Good Friday. We are feeling good. As you saw before we went for the break, we had a lot of fun. I have lost a lot of weight, but now it's time to move on to another topic, which is coping with fame. And in studio with me, I've got two handsome looking gentlemen who've joined me, and I'll start from my left. Actually, you can introduce yourself, and then as we go to our right.
Hi everyone, my name is Sean Andrew and I'm well known across social media as an actor, influencer, student, all that stuff.
Okay, awesome, thank you so much. And to my right?
Yeah, well, hi everyone, I'm Robert Agengo. Mimi actor. Everyone, I'm just known as an actor, but I am an entertainer as well. I do a lot of things on the entertainment platform.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah. So first of all, both of you look really good. Karibuni sana.
Thank
awesome,
you.
Awesome, awesome. So really, we're talking about coping with fame, and you're in the acting space, top billed actor for the past 10 years, and you're a social media marketer, influencer, blogger, and really you've been in the limelight for quite a while. So we just want to start off with, you know, taking root. A lot of people look in from outside on, you know, fame and people who are famous or in the spotlight. How is that really? How's it been so far, you know, in the years? Maybe you can start, Sean.
How's it been? It's been both exciting, a learning experience. You meet so many people from all walks of life, and in general, it's good.
It's good. It's good being in the space. And how about yourself, Robert?
It's a journey.
Yeah.
It's a journey. It's very complicated journey, but you know, people have a lot of expectations and it's not really what people think it is, you know.
Yeah.
So
right.
Yeah, it's
so
a very complicated thing, but
complicated.
I think it's a really good topic.
What do you mean by it's complicated though, and you know, it's not what people see or find it to be? What does that mean?
People only expect the glamour and the glitz, but you know, not the work. They don't see the work that you put in, or the blood and the sweat and the tears and what people go through over the years. They only see the, you know, the short parts where you're shining and all that.
I like that you mentioned the blood, the work, the sweat, and the tears. What's behind the scenes and actually behind the curtains, so to speak. But you know, I actually came across an article that you were talking about how, you know, you do really well with impersonating your voice. You know, different accents, right?
Yes.
Yes, I'd like to actually hear you try something first of all to hear how you sound. Hakuna, lazima tusikie. So let's see. Let's actually hear you pulling off a British accent.
Well, I will not do that. I'd have to rehearse for that. But you know, well, this is what I do. Yeah. I take time to get my characters. It doesn't matter whatever time it takes. Some are easier, some are harder. Yeah. But it takes time.
Which is the easiest one to pull off?
Probably a Nigerian.
Nigerian? Really? All right, then show us the tomato.
Idiot.
Oh my goodness, did you just tell me that too? No. What do you mean? What do you mean?
That's the first thing that came in mind, but you know. Yeah, well, I've done a lot of theater over the years. Nilianza kuact 04 vile nilitoka shule, and that is when vile nilianza kuact hakukuwa na mashow za TV. Hatukuwa natafuta, sisi sema nilikuwa natafuta star. I was just acting to just act, you know. Nilianza tu kuact. I just went on stage every month paying my rent through that. Alafu pole things just started happening, but all through it's never been that easy. Kwa sababu afterwards, after shows za TV zikuje, kuna social media ikakuja, watu wakaanza kukua, people started blowing up and vitu zika change, and so people are looking for the juju bila ku build the craft, you know. We took time to build the craft so that you get to where you are, but people were just doing it, cut shortcuts bila kuweka foundation poa.
Right.
And that's why we are losing a lot of value in the
shortcuts and trying to get there the quickest way you can, right?
Yes.
And so before you actually tell me the differences between back then and right now, and you know how that journey has been like, I want Sean to actually pull off an accent for us. He earlier told me he's quite good at this.
I didn't say I'm good at it, but I'd give it a shot. Yeah.
You give it a shot? Okay, so which is the hardest one for you to pull off?
Probably the British one for sure.
Okay, that's the hardest one?
Yeah.
All right then, do an Asian accent.
Which Asian? There's
Okay,
Indian. There's
Indian
I
Asian.
don't think
Do
you
the-
could do a British accent.
Yeah, I think so too. You know, I feel like it's already in there.
I don't know. Not exactly, but Indian.
Yes, Indian. Have a conversation with me.
All right. What is this show about?
This show, Bana, what do you mean?
You like putting masala and things, or you want to?
That was really good, really good.
Well, people have fun on set, you know.
Yeah. All right. So, you know, talking about coping with the limelight and actually fame, right?
Yeah.
You know, just mentioned to me, really, you must get lots of people reaching out constantly every other day on social media, you know, trying to tell you all kinds of things, and you know, you're the only person that knows what really they tell you.
Yeah.
So really, how do you cope with that, and how does that affect you even psychologically?
Well, it was quite overwhelming to begin with, but then it's just like how, for me, I take it like how I manage time and everything. You just have to be on top of things as much as you can, and it's quite tricky because so many people want to reach out to you, and all of them either have a nice story or they just want to say hi, or you know, so it's quite overwhelming.
Yeah.
And I wish I could talk to everyone.
Right. Yeah. Do you reach out to some of them and even just say hi back sometimes?
I do
Yeah?
sometimes. Yeah. But you can't talk to everyone.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Right. And especially because you're in the space where you're a social media marketer or influencer, and sometimes you find that influencers get to promote or to endorse products and different brands, right? So really, talk to me about that space. Has it been? How has it been like, really?
Well, most industries now are looking at social media as a form of marketing their products, because there's a closer reach with influencers, you know, in the sense that people trust you and your judgment, or they should trust you and your judgment, and a lot of industries are looking at that to give their products more credibility, accessibility to people, all that.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting thing that they should continue to pursue.
All right.
That's what I feel.
Right.
Yeah.
So before I come back to you, so you can tell me, you know, discerning and making that decision on whether you want to endorse a certain product or brand or not, I just want to go back to Agengo, Robert. Before and after, or before and right now, what really are the differences? I mean, you have a journey and a story that you can tell, right?
There are a lot of differences.
Yeah, so...
I find it very hard to handle social media. I don't know how you kitu imenielewea, but I
do you have a manager for your...
Well, you know, nilijaribu kuleta mtu alafu nikagundua this is like my child, so mimi tu ndo naweza raise vile nataka.
It's true, it's true.
Yeah, but there are a lot of differences, you know, things are easier, there are a lot of platforms, you know, kama si tulikuwa tuna, if you had to be seen, lazima uende kwa stage fulani, lazima ukue Phoenix, lazima ukue Alliance kwa company fulani, like maybe Heartstrings or a good company, you know, where you get a full house so that unaweza, but saizi kuna TV, kuna Instagram, kuna YouTube, kuna everybody can, you know, I think it's easier and it's better for artists here, but also because of that standards and qualities, especially a performance and things like that, and that is what I'm very passionate about.
All right, so the quality you're saying is much, it's not as good as it was before.
Yeah, people are not...
And why do you think so? Why?
Because, you know, everybody wants what they see. You know, they don't really do... I don't think most people are doing it from their heart, or it's what they really want to do. Maybe they just, you know, say social media, you know, nikipata following da make do, ama, you know, vitu kama hizo.
Right.
Oma ndakuwa famous, pata madem. Understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, as in people, I'm not saying that everybody, ule amekuja is not a performer, but some are not artists.
Yeah.
You know, an artist will go through the whole process. Wale watu wanakuja kata shortcuts. Yeah, they're looking for now because a real performer would.
Yeah, and so then would you say that there is pressure now that you're in the space that you are in right now? There's a lot of pressure from either, you know, other people, social media friends, family, everyone else. Like, would you actually see that there's a lot of pressure to give back and to deliver, or it's just easy?
Well, I see a lot of people in social media acting out of being pressured and whatnot. For me, I've made it a personal point to be as genuine as possible. So, good, bad, it's out there.
Yes.
And a lot of people are too focused on what people think about
Putting their
themselves.
personalities.
Yeah.
They're
So
acting
then-
on real life.
Yeah, so
Right.
then they...
Is there a problem with that? Acting in real life and, acting on social media and,
Well, if it works for you, but I don't think there's any reason for anybody in this world to be fake. You understand? You just need to be who you are. Social media inaweza kudepress ujinyonge.
Kweli.
So
Exactly.
just do you, be happy.
Be happy.
Be happy.
So earlier on, you actually mentioned that, when you're in this particular space, a lot of ladies coming to you and, from everywhere. And sometimes having
mentioned that?
You did.
Where?
We're going to replay this in the next minute.
Wow.
So how do you cope with that? I mean, all the ladies coming at you and...
Not ladies, even children. You see,
Even children.
I mean, they get a,
All right.
people say hi, and it's a good thing.
Okay.
So, yeah, I say hi back.
Yeah. So what about the ladies? What if they come? I mean, are you able to what exactly
They
do
come
you
to
do?
say hi.
Yeah.
I say hi back.
Are you hiding?
I'm not hiding.
Yeah.
It's true.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the professional things and personal things.
Absolutely.
So it's life like any other. It's just that my work might be seen on a larger platform, but maybe a banker goes to work every day and has the same kind of life. Maybe like two job yake, ako maybe behind the counter and is not being on TV. So it's the same thing. I go to work, I shoot my movies or whatever,
I agree.
and I live my life like a normal person.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's work like any other work
Yes.
out there, job like any other. So what about you, Sean? I mean, keeping up with the ladies coming through, I mean, we can't deny on all the, tabloids and social media, like, everybody reaches out to yourself and others. So how are you able to really balance?
Firstly, to be on the safe side, it's a very sensitive topic because I appreciate the attention and I admire it, but in an exciting way, it's very overwhelming for me. Generally, I'm an introverted person, so it's quite interesting when people come up to me and I'm not as engaging as I expect. It's not that I'm snobbish or anything, even though a lot of people...
Actually, most people come up to you expecting you to be something they thought you were.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And when you are then a disappointment,
different.
and
Right.
it affects you even more.
Yeah, exactly.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because
Right.
it affects you more when you come up to me and you expect me to be somebody else. Maybe you saw on TV and I'm not that person, and then you're disappointed. And I see the disappointment. It hurts me more.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
And, going back to disappointment and depression, really, how are you able to, I mean, do you think that a lot of people face like depression and when they're really looking at or being in the spotlight? So you're in the spotlight and you have all these things coming up at you, and then you can easily go back into this shell, and because you have so many demands and so many expectations on you. So how do you cope with like depression, being in the limelight? A lot of people, celebrities, stars, they get depressed and they even get into like centers that help them kind of reform. So what do you think, really, what is your take on that?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of that now.
Absolutely.
What I just decided to be true to myself and, not to lie to myself. If I don't lie to myself, I'll be happy. I do me. If I don't have money, I don't have money. If I have money, I have money. I don't live a life that is not mine. I am where I am. I accepted.
Would you say that there are days when you have and you don't have money?
Yeah, well, everybody, you see, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
People have these expectations.
Perception.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's a very normal life. People will not want to see that. So that's what brings the pressure. The pressure.
Yeah.
Watu wanakuangalia ni kama you're not.
Yeah. We need idol kind of.
Yeah.
You're.
And you're not going through issues like any
other normal.
And you have to keep up his appearances and pressure inatokea hapo.
Yeah.
But I accepted. Sometimes there are good days, sometimes there are bad days.
Days.
So,
It's absolutely normal.
Unaenda nayo vile iko.
Yeah. What do you think? I mean, Sean?
I think it's a big problem we have in this country, on this continent. And speaking from personal experience, you're surrounded by people who are all trying to be macho and stuff. And for me, I like being vulnerable. Yeah, I like being honest with what I feel, how I am. So yeah, I've come across a lot of challenges this year that have made life difficult.
Yeah.
And mental health was a big problem for me this year. So I even took a break, and I had some sort of journey.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm okay to come back to this thing. I don't want to get into all those things that trigger whatnot, and
Yeah.
But it's a big issue, and I think we should be okay with being a bit more vulnerable with ourselves
Right.
and talking about this thing.
And I really, saying that it's okay to allow yourself to be vulnerable and just be seen as you are, and not really putting up a mask, being important. And a lot of people actually go ahead to put that mask. But, coming from a point of view where, you want to be able to grow from whatever it is that you're going through, growing and moving forward, and actually saying it's okay and being okay with yourself and living on. Really, what kind of steps can anybody take who is in the limelight, or, actually trying to cope with that kind of limelight and fame? What do you think?
I think one valuable thing is always have time for yourself. You need to always give yourself a moment and try and look outside the box, because some things you don't really see.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also surround yourself with genuine people.
Genuine people,
It's-
positive energy.
Or avoid people all the same, I mean,
What do you mean, avoid people?
I mean,
That's
that's
true.
that's the best way to avoid conflicts and all these things, and everybody has their own perspective, and you're not going to change everybody. So watch out wajikalia alafu, just find your own happiness.
The smaller the circle,
yeah.
the truer the bond.
If anybody fits in your space, it's
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
You don't have to change and be uncomfortable for anybody.
Right. So,
And what he said about finding time for yourself is very true, because that is what actually has made me, when I started living by myself, I've been living by myself for a long time, for years, and you sit alone and think about a lot of things, and you see things from different perspectives. And I
Right.
just found out that a lot of things, and especially in the entertainment industry, are very vain, and people are really going after them. So, you find time for yourself and think about things from a different perspective. Unajua, you having a conversation with yourself.
with yourself. So talking to yourself. Talk
Yes.
more to yourself, and
Yes.
have that intra conversation.
Yeah. Are you
and-
lying to yourself? What am I doing?
Yeah.
Why am I doing this?
Right.
Yeah.
Talk to me about, when you're in the limelight and in this space, you really want to be keen about the friends you keep. And as you mentioned, actually keeping a smaller circle, right? So how do you discern, or really choosing your friends? Do you have the same friends you had when you were maybe in a different stage in your life? Like when you were in university or in high school? Of course, maybe some of them have stayed in your life, maybe some of them haven't. But then if they're still there, how do you manage or decide that this is my circle and these are the friends that I choose to keep within my, circle of influence or close range?
As I said, life is a journey,
Yeah.
as you go, from when you're a child, you meet different people, kwa shule wapi. So some of them stay, some of them go. So I have friends from all over, from wale nilimit nikiwa kijana, nikiwa shule, nikiwa wapi. So, it depends. I have, the real, like, I will not say I have people who are very close that, I would lose
Right.
anything if I lost them.
Yeah.
But I have
Okay.
people that I can trust.
Okay.
Like, if I had a problem, I would definitely not tell anybody. I would go through it by myself and keep my friends. And if I start telling my friends about my problems, and that's when I start losing my friends. You understand?
Right, right. So, wow, that's quite an interesting insight. What do you think of this?
For me, I also have friends from way back and currently. What I found last night, actually, when I was with some friends, is that the people we're surrounded with are too many.
Okay, all right.
Because I found
Yeah.
that enyewe it was quite crowded where I was.
Yeah.
But I agree, you have to consider how do you say this? When a friend in need is a friend indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to understand where they've been with you, what they've done with you, and where you're going with them. And that's how I evaluate friendships. And considering that a lot of people have tried to be fake and like squeeze in,
Right.
for me, they can't make it.
Okay.
They can't really. I don't let them in.
You're
at all.
past that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm not looking for new friends like that. I'm looking for new relationships to build on.
To build on.
Actually, after you get the kind of recognition, then people start coming in, a lot of people, and a lot of people just come in to take advantage. Yeah, the genuine people are usually maybe your mom, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
They usually just.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the plain truth.
In fact,
right.
one thing that annoys me is people who pretend to have known you.
Yes.
And they're now trying to start a conversation because
coming
they're
up with
trying
small talk
to impress someone else.
Yeah, it's you know, I said it's a normal life. Whatever you'd want for yourself is what I'd want for myself.
For yourself, absolutely.
Yeah, so you would want some privacy. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want real friends. You want genuine friends. You want real relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and we're actually going to go back and talk a little bit more on another topic. But first, I just want to know, who's your favorite actor? I mean, you're an actor, top billing, 10 years in the industry, really great actor for that matter. So who is your favorite?
14 years.
14 now.
14 years,
Fantastic.
Yes.
So who is your...
In where?
You know, in Kenya, in Africa, and around the world, in the States, wherever, Europe.
Well, all over the world, it's Marlon Brando.
All right.
And my best black actor is now Chiwetel.
Okay. Yeah.
It's been Chiwetel Ejiofor for some time.
Yeah.
And from Kenya, I like, there are many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Number one is Maina Olwenya. He played OT in Nairobi Half-Life. Yeah. And you said male actors.
Male actors and also female, but male, yeah, male.
Male, and in Africa, let me see. Yeah, I'd vote for Maina Olwenya in Africa.
All right.
Yes.
All right. So, actor, favorite actress, actor, and also model. Maybe there's a particular person that you look up to, and you're like, they really do their thing really well.
Well, my list isn't as impressive as his, but yeah, Brando is pretty good. Elba, Idris Elba. Female-wise, it's a big list. Okay, we'll skip all those. I think a model I should mention, who's been doing quite a good job, is a friend of mine called Randy Gowon, and he's West African, but he's growing in this industry. He's in SA, he's now in Europe, and he's doing pretty well, so I admire his career, and I wish I would have gone that direction, but not entirely. But you know, it's good to at least admire with a bit of jealousy.
Okay, all right. All right. Now, thank you so much, actually. It's part of the journey, right? So thank you so much for the time. Unfortunately, we have to take a short break right now. But as we take a short break, we are crossing over live to Karen, where the National Curriculum Pre-Conference is actually going on. And we'd like you to actually listen in on this particular conversation. The conference will be happening in October and actually August, I beg your pardon. And this is on education reforms. So let's listen in.
Mr. Ngien Ernest is there. Mr. Mutua Muyanga at the back. And Mr. Karilas Ogwell. So that team will work with you in Group 1. Then Group 2, which will go to Physics Lecture Room. And Physics Lecture Room is on the ground floor. You will be shown where it is. This group will be moderated by Mr. Waibochi Paul. Kindly just show, yes, that's Mr. Waibochi. And then supported by Mr. Madenge Joseph, there he is. Makoba Kizito. And then Beatrice Macharia. Yes, so that team will work with Group 1. So in Group 1, we have all the sagas, and they are listed there. Kenya National Examination Council, Semastea, KICD, NACOSTI. Then we have Real Time Kenya in the same group, Castalia, JICA Survey will be in the same group, Kenya Sign Language, the same group, and Women Research Education. Have I left out any other stakeholder who might have joined us maybe later, so that we put you in a group? Yes? Capture? Or capture? Okay, that is corrected. We shall correct that. Any other? Yes, play point. So play point, you will join group 2. Okay, so join group 2. Any other stakeholder that you have left out? Okay, so that is as far as grouping is concerned. And the task that you are going to undertake while you are there is what is projected on the screen there. You will be given 5 minutes to present on behalf of your organization, and guided by the issues raised by the presentation that was done a while ago. So there are issues that were highlighted by our chief guest today and strengthened by Mr. Kogola's presentation. So we want you, as you discuss, you keep in mind those particular issues. And one of them, of course, is around the progress made on implementing CBC this far, and particularly, emphasis here, inclusion from the lens of STEM. So that is one of the key issues that we suggest you center your discussion. And then issue number 2 is around views on opportunities that exist for expanding inclusion from the lens of STEM. That's another important issue we would like you to consider as you do your discussion. Then the third one is evidence-based.
Hi and welcome back. Thank you so much for choosing to stay with us here at TV47. This is the Friday edition and it is lit in here. My name is Lucy Riley and in studio with us we have an actor and a model, Robert Agengo and Sean Andrews, and we're really excited that you actually decided to watch this with us. So before we actually finalize on this particular interview, we're going into a very fun topic right now in discussion. And these are fun facts, okay? So let's have fun with this. So I'm just going to throw out a question out there and you say either yes or no or how your experience was, like really fast, okay? So I'm going to start here with Sean. Have you been driven on a boda and Ndudi before? And how was it?
I prefer riding myself, but yeah, I've been on a boda before and it's quite exciting.
Yeah?
Yeah, but I don't normally trust them because I always prefer that I'm the one in charge.
Okay, all right. Have you been on one before?
Yes, I've been on one before, and I'm very picky when I'm checking out the riders. And this time I took one of my friends to kunipeleka, so we didn't get far. Like 200 meters tulikuwa chini ya basi.
Yeah.
Tulikuwa tumeingia chini ya basi na bike, alafu
What?
akaamka akakota hizo indicator nini
Are you serious?
akapanda.
And then you just went on? That's crazy. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Catch me dead eating.
Catch me dead eating.
Would you find me eating and then, you know, like...
snails.
Yeah.
I don't
Just about to
understand
say
why
that.
French people do that.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah? Snails as well?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Speak Kikuyu.
Ore that your way.
What? All right. Speak Kamba.
Nijawe, mano, wata. Ningu kuna we.
Okay, awesome. Really love that. So final words, last words that you can say in this interview, Robert.
Always do everything that you do from your heart and don't lie to yourself at all. It doesn't matter whichever industry you're in, whatever you do, just make sure you're doing it because you really want to do, even if it's a relationship or whatever. That's the only way you're going to be happy. That's the bottom line for me in this world, is happiness.
Happiness, yeah. I like that. And John Lennon, you know, what's your goal in life? To be happy.
Be happy, yeah.
What about yourself?
I agree with what he says. Don't lie to yourself. Always be honest with yourself. And always aim to live the life you love and love the life you live.
Oh, fantastic. I love that one as well. Very, very nice. So we're actually having more guests in studio, and we're about to take a very, very short break so we can actually have them in. But do stay with us and keep watching TV47. So.